Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
So yeah, why would you say they shouldn't get married just because they're gay? Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive, episode 170.
I thought that was the only reason to get married was because they were gay.
Did somebody at work started asking me about the podcast yesterday? And he said, well, what episode should I listen? I said, well, the last two is just Justin and me. There's no guests, so you should be able to get a full taste of what the podcast really is.
Get a real fucking mouthful.
And then, because he told me like right at the end of the day. So he's like, I'm gonna listen to it on my way home, and I'm like, okay. And the whole entire time driving home, I'm like, what did we say? Did we say like anything gay or anything?
We only said gay shit. Are you kidding me?
They were talking about we were both sick, and we're like, well, we're making out. No, we didn't wake up. We fucked. And we're like, damn, that guy's gonna listen to it.
I'm calling in sick today.
Episode 170, dude. We're getting to 200 here pretty quick.
30 more.
That's right. That's how math works, kids. Stay in school.
Yeah, I just see them.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I remember one time my oldest stepdads, we went to the spaghetti factory, and she was like, "I need to pee."
I love that place.
Do you really?
Fuck yes, I love that place. But I don't get to go there very often, so it's okay food.
Let's go right now.
Okay. It's okay food, but it's like not something you go to all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like you're not worn out of it, right?
But why? How come you don't do it often? Because of
Just because it's far.
But the family likes it.
Anything Italian food is good, and loaded with fucking carbs and horrible food. Of course, it tastes wonderful.
No, but does your wife and kids, do they like it?
Yeah, they like it.
Is that it? There's two, right? There's one in
There's one in Charlie Square. And one down
by Guitar Center.
By Guitar Center.
That's the one I used to
So
go to.
is it Spaghetti Factory or Olive Garden?
Spaghetti Factory all day long.
Yeah.
Olive Garden, dude. Free breast sticks?
Ooh, we got another green sauce, red sauce battle here.
You know, the first time I ever went there, I'm not to cut you off on your story.
man.
We'll proceed. Don't forget. I got you. What are those Sadie Hawkins dances?
Oh, where they dress, the couples dress like each other?
Yeah, but a girl asks you to the.
Yeah.
I had a girl take me there for the first time. I grew up in the bottoms, right? They don't have that in my area, so we had to go all the way to Salt Lake. So she was a lot older than me. So she drove us there, and that was the first time I'd gone there. I was like, this fucking place is great. So
Man, women always drive you, huh?
look at me. Look at me. I don't even think I could drive at that point. Or if I could, I wouldn't. So not much has changed. Here we are 30 years later, right?
No, so she was like, I need to my oldest. She was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And we were like, it's just right here. Just go when you get there. Just go left, and then we saw her walked away. And as soon as she got to the hallway intersection, she went like this.
Yeah.
And then she looked at the L, and then she turned that way. Like, it was so funny to see her just stop and go, and then just take.
I tell you that story about that girl that I dated years and years and years ago. I was probably 18 years old. And I'd be like, yeah, it's a left right here. Driving, let go of the steering wheel and go like this. She was so dumb. She thought...
How dumb was she?
How dumb was she? She was so dumb that she's like, the UPS man brought something today. The UPS man... the UPS man, but she thought it was the UPS man. She didn't know it was abbreviated.
These bitches. What?
I didn't say that.
What did you say yesterday on that video? You can smoke weed and fuck fat chicks.
What?
That video.
The video he
the
put
clip.
up.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
we gotta smoke weed and fuck fat chicks. I got a text from host. He's like, do you tell him that story? I'm like, oh yeah, it has to happen. Dude, another rainy day. We just bitched about the weather last week, and yet another fucking shitty day.
Yeah, they don't help me either. because I fuck everything on a schedule aspect.
Oh, that's true.
'Cause
Huh? Then you gotta move
pushes.
everything.
Everything moves. It's a fucking pain in the ass. I hate it.
Disgusting. Brian and I went to that store in the sneaker store in.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Not that good, huh?
Not
Not a huge
a
selection.
huge selection.
Well, here's the thing though. The shoes that I saw online, they're cheaper.
Like, they were
They have quite the markup there, huh?
yeah, they definitely were reselling. They weren't
Gotcha.
a distributor for the shoes.
And then I was so we walked in, and there's only one kid there, right?
Yeah.
And Brian and I are the only ones in the store. So he followed us every single
All
corner of
over.
the store that we went, and we were just like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Didn't help that I was talking to him though.
But yeah, but I will walk away from you guys, and then you will follow me, and you followed us. It was like, fuck. And then
Right now.
there was a
Oh, it was that?
No.
Oh.
there was a so they had some clothing there too, and there were some cool jeans, like just regular black jeans,
Like-
all ripped like this.
Nice.
I looked at him, $200. I was like,
But you don't.
what are we doing?
But you don't think twice for a pair of shoes at $200. But a pair of jeans—that's a different story.
I don't know. Is it like what is it? Is it everything just looked so fucking expensive.
brand name, like designer brand name store.
You know who else? You know what else I didn't know? Donovan has a store at the City Creek.
Oh, really?
There's some pretty interesting socks there.
They got like socks, shirts,
Yeah.
some
I
shorts.
I only looked at the socks because most of the time they don't have my size.
But you
so-
see like pictures of him like when he was young and shit, like playing basketball. It's kind of
Wow.
cool. It's kind of cool.
Oh, no shit.
And then the kid, again, walk in, only the two of us, and then the kid. The kid said, "What's up, guys? Can I help you with anything?" I was just looking around, and he goes, "Oh, what did I say? Oh, good. How are you?" And I was wearing my Utah Jazz hat, and you know, like those encounters that you have that you already don't want to be there, where you're like, oh, he asked, "How you guys doing?" And obviously, as a default, you're like, "Good. How are you?"
Yeah.
Good about yourself. And right out the get-go, well, I'll do a lot better if the Jazz were doing better. And I was like,
Jazz learned to play some basketball.
yeah, we were like me and I were looking for clothes. We both went, what?
Like you're in Donovan Mitchell's store talking bad about the Jazz.
And then he turns around and he goes, all right, guys, what's gonna happen for next year?
Oh,
You
he
guys
did
know? I was
that,
like,
huh?
fuck, dude, are you serious? I'm like,
Who do you think we need to trade for?
yeah, and I'm like, yeah. That's what he says. Like, who do you think should go? Who do you think should stay? And I'm like, do you have this on XL?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
Do you have a place I could defecate in?
Third episode we bring defecation.
He's all right over here, my man. My man.
What are we-
Dude, I need to start doing. You
like,
need to start doing that more.
what can I help you with, boss?
Clap.
God damn it.
Damn it!
It's all right.
Just the fucking thing is so clumsy.
They're top heavy.
And then
You need to do that more, Justin. Like clap and point at things like you're Kevin Hart and shit.
That should be my thing.
Be like,
Right?
hey, right over there.
that's what fucking Jay Farrell.
What happened to Justin? He got shot. Somebody shot
He
him.
did that in the wrong
He did
neighborhood.
that too many times.
He did that in West Valley. He never came out of there.
Get pulled over by the cops. Gonna help you out with boss.
Say, boss. Holy shit. So what else, dude? What's new? I feel like this is this has become our meeting, our weekly meeting.
Yeah.
We come in and we just
Like,
we talk about future plans and shit.
Throw me a beer. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo
Oh yeah, it comes in on a Thursday. That's kind of
on Thursday.
Yeah, but your birthday's coming up, isn't it?
it's next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Today's Earth Day, by the way.
Yeah.
Earth Day. Yeah, next Sunday the 1st.
You gonna do anything? Have you decided?
Wanted to go. Tell your stomach to be quiet when I'm talking. I wanted to go.
It's all clicking.
I wanted to go to St. George, but
No,
we'll see.
it's not gonna happen.
Probably not. We'll see. I wanted to go get my motorcycle tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all day.
Yeah.
So hopefully Sunday.
I mean, it's spring, right? We need the water.
Don't we have aren't we in the middle of a drought or some
Oh,
shit?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
See,
We've been in a drought for 20 years.
As long as I've lived here.
Yeah.
see, Greater guy was telling me, you know why they told me I couldn't turn on my fucking spring? Well, he has irrigation.
So do
He
I.
goes, I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah, that's right.
He lives just not too far from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm not gonna. They don't want me to. They're not gonna turn it on until May,
Yeah.
the end of May or whatever.
Yeah, and even then, you're only allowed to do it once a week. I'm like, it's those times where I'm like, well, why don't you let me pay for it then? It's like,
Yeah.
if it's hooked up to my house and I'm paying for it, they don't give a fuck if I run it all goddamn day.
So how does?
But because I only pay for it just a little bit at a time, then you're going to limit me to what I can use. And I get it. I'm totally fine. I'm not that asshole that waters their lawn fucking morning and night.
Yeah.
I'm not that fucking guy, but it's like...
But so how does that work? When so you don't have a sprinkler system,
Yeah, I do. I have a sprinkler system.
but does that run off of that water? No.
Off of the Weber water, the irrigation water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but I must be mistaken because for me, irrigation is like, you know how those farmers have those little canal things they open. Well,
Yeah,
they spin
no,
and
this
shoot the
is-
water. Go. That's
No,
what
this
I don't know
is-
why that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, it's all
I don't
tied.
know why
It's
when-
all tied into that.
I don't know
shit.
when Greater Guy's telling me this. I figure him going.
He's out there turning the fucking like it's ditch water.
Like he goes. He opens the water and the water just goes in with like toads and frogs and crawdads and shit.
Baby cybers and shit.
You know, he asked me yesterday. He goes, "Hey, have you talked about me? Talk shit already?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't say your name." And he goes, "Well, that's good." It's that's funny.
No, it's all tied to that, like the Weber water. It's irrigation. It's run through the pipes and stuff like that. But it's the ditch water. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, but it's and you pay. I think we pay like, God, I don't know, $200 a year for it. I mean, it's fairly cheap, and it's
Is that
like,
a one payment only? Is that
yeah,
a
it's
one-
like
yeah.
limitless. I mean, you could use it all you want, but now that there's restrictions, but it sucks. Like, I have a pretty nice yard.
Yeah.
I have nice grass, and I think that shit's gonna go away, unfortunately. So,
Might as well get your dogs to piss on it and see.
right? So, but yeah, that always confuses me because those people that have it hooked up to their house water, they pay for it. And I'm sure it's probably expensive, but I don't give a fuck how long they run it.
Yeah.
Because they're collecting an unlimited amount of money.
Yeah.
So,
And you still only run it for like, well, I guess you don't need it just yet, right? Because it's raining.
no, it's been pretty fucking good. So, I mean, how would they say May? May's like next week.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think it was talking about like the end of May. Dude, I bought this. Excuse me.
you keep tugging on them.
Well, hold on, dude. I bought.
Are those old or new pants?
No, dude, I've worn this here before. I bought. Let me ask you this. First of all, I bought underwear about 2 weeks ago. I bought them too small,
Ooh.
and I put them on. And I'm like, hey, relax, fucking Magic Mike. I'm like, what are you trying to do here? But is that a?
So help me.
So,
Sprawled out like a dead body under a chalk outline.
dude, speaking of that, I didn't want to say this, but it's you're gonna appreciate this. I came across Nicole Anderson's OnlyFans.
Oh, okay, the porn star.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So guess who I saw in there?
Stevie?
Stevie's big old meat fucking stick is in there, dude.
I thought you said he didn't have a large meat stick. Remember we talked about that?
That's the rumor that he does. That was the rumor in between. No, it's been well documented that
he is packing.
He's a
but you got
huge-
Have you ever seen the guy? He's this
Yeah.
tall. He's very, very small. But for a small guy, he is. I mean, he is well endowed.
yeah, and he's destroying this.
Good for Stevie.
Yeah, she's kind of all right. Better than what he's rocking right now. But,
Yeah, I would agree.
and I think she's cute. His girlfriend now. I think she's cute, but
She's not Nicole Anderson.
I mean,
Cute.
obviously, I'm a blonde kind of guy. You know what I mean?
She's kind of starting to tier the overworked side, right? Like 5-6 years ago, she was like, "Wow," right?
Yeah.
Now she's like, "Okay,
He's like, you put a knife in there, didn't
yeah,
you?
all right, well, yeah, go ahead, please."
What did he say?
He said, "Should I pull her up?"
Oh, of course, B. And if you see naughty pics, you just leave it for us. Hey, but speaking of underwear, I was gonna bring this. Is it just me, or is it true that when you buy new underwear, and even when like I think I heard this on the telly one time. When you buy new underwear, and even when the ladies buy new bras, you're supposed to wash it before you wear them.
Yes.
I fucked up.
It's because it's got a lot of dyes and like things on the material. I mean, you don't know where the material's from, right? It's just like with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, she looks kind of fake now. Like, that second picture over is like, okay, now we look like the nose is tiptoeing towards Jackson status.
Well, see, to me, that one looks good. The one in red you had before, B, that one looks a lot like worked on.
But like, if you go over all the way, that one right there, a few years ago, like, you can tell she's had a nose job, right?
Yeah. Probably had a boob job too, obviously.
Do you have to pay for OnlyFans?
It's only like $10.
Oh. Is it a reoccurring charge?
It can be, but I never do that. I let mine expire and then I explore other people,
Other options. By then, she's used and abused, and I'm done with her.
But you know what's funny though, because you have so let's just say I go to I follow, let's just say Brian's OnlyFans and then yours, right? Brian's is like $10, right? So I click on it, I pay for it, and then when I go to subscribe and I unsubscribe so they don't charge me again, right? Hey kids, you guys want to hear about OnlyFans? Listen to my books. Audiobooks. But then what happens is as soon as my thing with him expires, then instantly I get a notification thing when it says, "Oh, Brian is running a
special.
a sale." Yeah, a sale. And then I'll go, "What's going on? Let's see." And then he's like, "Oh, 30 days for $3." And I was like, "Sure."
They always get you coming back.
Yeah, for $3? Yeah, fuck, for sure. But
Hey man, you get a whole bunch of people. You hear about what's her name? Fucking just bought a new house, $6 million cash.
oh yeah, the
Bad Bunny.
Catch Me Outside girl.
Catch Me Outside girl.
She started her
Bad
OnlyFans.
Baby or whatever her name is.
How old is she? Can we talk about this
Yeah,
freely?
she's like 20.
Oh, so we're good.
21.
So we're
Oh,
good.
yeah, she's
'Cause
been-
she's kind of
She's been legal for a while.
she's kind of a trashy hottie.
She is, I wouldn't say hottie. I think she's trashy.
She's got something. But also, like, I like Bella Thorne. That's like trashy hot. You know who Bella Thorne is? Yeah, Brian, do us a favor here soon.
That computer's going to explode in just a minute. Is that Angel's or is that yours?
19.
Ooh.
Oh, it was close. Ooh. You know, you went,
We both went, ooh, but then we were like, well, we passed. We passed the test.
Hold on, we gotta look up Bella Thorne's age.
Yeah, Bella Thorne is.
Oh, she's 24, so she's
No, yeah, but.
good to go.
Well, I thought you were going to.
So is she
Pull up
19
some
or 24?
No, Catch Me Outside girl is 19. Bella Thorne,
Isn't she a rapper, too?
yeah.
I don't know if I know who Bella Thorne is.
Now you do.
That one.
Oh, she was the Disney chick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
know.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, I like them all.
There you go. I mean,
Just is like, I mean, what is that over there? It says with the Kardashians. You know, the Kardashians came out on Hulu. The most watched episode of anything in the story of Hulu.
Yeah, I don't know.
huh?
But yeah, that's my. You know who used to be? I think we talked about this before. You know who used to be my trashy crush before? Juliette Lewis. No sabe? From Dawn Till Dawn.
Okay.
This sister.
I didn't know her name was Juliette Lewis. I thought it was something else.
Juliette Lewis was she's also so she's an actress and she also has a band. And she like screams and shit.
I thought her name was something else.
She has a movie. She's in a movie. I think it's.
She's in a lot of Quentin Tarantino's movies.
She's in that famous movie with Woody Harrelson when they were both killers.
Oh,
Was it Killers?
Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, is that blonde guy Taylor Hawkins?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But see, that's because she was a rocker. Damn, dude.
He was like loved by everybody.
Yeah, she was.
I've never heard anything bad
Yeah.
about Taylor Hawkins, right?
She had that. I remember back when I was home. I bought a magazine and it had him on the cover, and the magazine brought a CD where he would teach you like loops and stuff like that on the drums. But when you play this CD, like the intro of this like the intro song, it was like 5 minutes of him just going ape shit on his drums. It was like a solo.
Wow.
And I was like, hell yeah. But yeah, that used to be my trashy crush. But we never saw what's the name? Batty Girl, Bat Girl, what is it? Bad Buddy or Bad Bunny or whatever.
What's her real name?
Pregoni, some shit like I can't
Something
remember.
you get at the spaghetti factory.
It comes with your bread.
The side of
Danielle, right?
Yeah.
Danielle Pregoli
Bergoli
or
or
Something like that. That's her real name.
no, but hear me out. And
pull her picture up there for me, friend.
Yeah. Pull up some pictures. Hold on.
No.
doesn't do it for you, huh?
No, not one bit.
Except because she looks fucking 12.
She's very young looking, but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
also is
Very trashy.
very trashy. Like that's the kind of chick you would bring home from Area 51. You would tell your friends, you're all, no, I'm good, I'll catch a ride home. And you got your eye on this one hanging out by the bathroom all fucking night.
I think she's kind of cute, but no. But let me ask you this, and I've asked you this in random situations before. Is this Dr. Phil's fault or America's fault?
It's America's fault. Dr. Phil was just doing what he does, and every once in a while you get a golden nugget of media, right?
Yeah.
And it just spreads like wildflower. And what she said on the show, it was like, well, this is what's wrong with America right
Yeah.
here. This stupid bitch right here. And it just spread. And
Yeah.
people couldn't get enough of it. And that's what made her big. And then she capitalized on it.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. But because I mean, think about it. Same thing with the Island Boys.
Oh, they're still around?
Well,
I thought their 15 minutes ran up.
but why did they?
Same thing, yeah.
Why did they
Yeah.
blow up? Because
Just
blow up.
stupidity, right?
But that's
People
what I'm saying. Is that
Well, I think it's.
is it America's fault?
I think it just depends on what you do with that 15 minutes.
Right.
I mean, look at
If you have
Paul
no
brothers.
if you have no shame, it's probably pretty easy to ride that wave, right?
Look at the Paul brothers.
Different story.
But
there.
those guys are business
I mean,
guys.
we're-
And by the way, I'm not a fan or
They
anything.
were on
but
Disney. Oh, I'm a fan.
They did. They
I
started
bought
off
into
doing-
it now.
Doing like the jackass prank kind of videos on YouTube, and
One was on Disney, wasn't he? The Jake, yes, he was.
Yo, the Logan
I'm dead serious. I think
Logan
he was
Paul
a Disney boy.
Logan was in WrestleMania.
I saw that. Killing
and
it
he's
too.
good.
Killing
they
it.
did really good. Not as good as Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
but
look up Jake
Bad
Paul,
Bunny.
and I swear to God, he was on a Disney show.
Yeah, but those guys like they knew how to do it, right?
Well,
But they
caught the wave and they kept with it and they kept with it and they kept with it.
but it was
He
different.
on I don't even know how to say this. I'm gonna put it over there.
Because they became
Bizardvark.
Bizardvark.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Well, my kids watch Disney all the time.
But they were their own thing on YouTube, right?
Right. That's where they got started on Disney.
Yeah.
Then they got big on YouTube. They got all the followers, the kids following them. That's what got them big. And then they just kept on it and kept on it and kept. They didn't stay stagnant. And then they've just got something new every single time.
Yeah.
And for Jake, it's the shit talking to everybody. We know it's probably a show, right?
Yeah.
But we eat it up. It's like the chick from fucking Dr. Phil. We eat that shit up. We want to hear it. We don't want to hear good stories and happy shit. We want to hear trash.
Every time my son steals my hat, Dad, got your hat.
That's what he did too.
To Mayweather. You see Mayweather at the game last night?
Yeah, I did. He was here. I just showed it to him.
Yeah, he was here. That's awesome. They gave him a jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the cool ones, or
Yeah, one
He's
of the
doing
cool
better than
ones.
Mike Tyson.
Had his Did you guys watch the
I didn't
video?
watch
I heard that guy had it coming.
He did. He
so
threw a water bottle at him.
So the
him like half the flight, and then threw the water bottle.
the video that I saw was there was no sound. So all I saw was him bothering him and then beating the living fuck out of him.
Who the fuck are you to piss off Mike Tyson, the baddest motherfucker in the world?
Did you see what Dana White posted? Can you look up Dana White? I mean, hopefully it's in his. He. Oh, did you see it?
I saw it.
It's like, hey, he said something like, "Hey, you morons! This is what you do when you come across Mike Tyson." And he's got a little video with Mike Tyson.
About when he was all, "You're in my seat."
Yeah, there you
that
go.
was a couple. That's quite a few years ago. He's like, "Whoa." Yeah.
What else is going on? Are you following the Johnny Depp shit?
He's in he's in court right now with that chick, right?
How come some of these cases are on like live on Facebook?
I don't know.
How come we don't have OJ Simpson on Facebook? I want to watch
We
that
probably would have back in the day. We absolutely would have. I remember sitting in gym class in junior high, doing our morning stretches in the gymnasium and listening to the OJ Simpson verdict.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do. I remember that too.
There you go. What does it say? Hey, dummies, for future reference, this is how you stay alive when bumping into Mike Tyson on an airplane. Just fuck out of my seat. Okay. Now let me ask you this. So, well, yeah.
What else are you gonna do?
Now let me ask you this. Do you think this guy did it because he knows he's gonna get paid? Or maybe he was trying to get paid?
Maybe, or he's just
Like I
that
said,
fucking stupid.
I didn't hear the sound. All I saw was a video.
Yeah, I don't.
And then once something like that goes viral, dude, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's on Snapchat, it's on fucking Instagram, it's on Facebook. But it was in between that and Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp was like,
So what's the rundown on the whole Johnny Depp thing? Defamation of character, right?
yeah,
But he's suing her for like $50 million, saying that he lost. Like they had him.
He's been blacklisted.
Yeah, for like 6 more Pirates of the Caribbeans, and now he's not.
no, but he says I'm done being Jack Sparrow. Like he said that. And I was like, no one else can do that shit though.
Yeah, who's gonna be Jack Sparrow if it's not?
Who's
Johnny
gonna
Depp?
drive you home?
Tonight.
Well, probably his wife. His wife probably
Yeah. Who's gonna drive you home? My wife.
Hey, the same thing happened with Will Smith. The Bad Boys 4 is
Yep.
on a fucking standby.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we really need another one of those though?
Yeah, dude. You're a fucking asshole. Dude,
you see, we got
that's our anthem, dude.
Yeah.
I got it, but I mean, we're starting to peer on the Fast and the Furious franchise when it comes to that kind of shit, right?
I love those movies. But I'm not no critic, so it's like I don't fucking I still want to go. I want to go watch Batman.
I want to see the new Batman.
apparently it's 3 fucking hours.
That's what I heard, but and I was leery, and maybe it's because I listened to The Last Fighter and The Kid, and they were like best Batman ever made, and to me, you'll never top Dark Knight, and so when Schaub says it's better than Dark Knight, I'm like, maybe then.
And also, they've been talking about the Spider-Man, because apparently all 3 Spider-Mans are in there at one point. I didn't know that, and it's not a spoiler because it's on the trailer now.
So like,
So Tobey Maguire.
what, Toby's in there?
Yeah.
3 of them. I've watched.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and then
Garfield.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland's pretty badass.
Is he?
Fuck yeah, he is.
I'm more of a Toby Keith guy.
Really?
Toby Keith guy.
Toby
Tobey
Maguire.
Keith? What is?
I don't
Because he was like the OG.
I know, but Tom Holland, he's
But Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
Was a nerd.
Yeah.
He was like a nerd in the comic book, so it makes sense that they would use
Yeah.
him.
Tom Holland's just kind
Tom
of
Holland, but Venom was dark. Like he was always kind of a badass before Venom. So
You watch those movies though? Like
and I've seen the one Tobey Maguire.
you talk about
one.
Venom, like.
I just know.
Oh, okay.
King of the Spider-Man nut. And
Oh, that's right.
Every one of them.
But I haven't seen. I've seen parts of the Venom one, the first one.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the newest one that came out, and any of the other Spider-Mans. I haven't seen any of them. I'm over the superhero movies. It's like one every week. There's a new one every fucking week. And like, how do you keep up? Like, I get it's a huge franchise for DC and Marvel. Like, I get it, but it's like it's oversaturated at this
Apparently,
point.
there's another Thor coming too.
Well, there's a Doctor Strange coming first.
There's a Doctor Strange coming too.
See, I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, well, then you wouldn't be able to get into the new Spider-Man.
It's fucking.
Oh, okay.
You know.
It's like I watched the Aquaman. I'm like, I can't get down with this.
Oh, you know who was there? Amber Heard.
What?
Amber Heard.
Was where?
Johnny Depp. She's the girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
cute there, but
Yeah. But
I never thought. I didn't know who she was until I.
Oh, so
Put
she's
two-
the redhead?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I'm just not. I wish I was more in tune with that kind of stuff.
But I think it has to do. It's not the fact that it's a movie that you follow. I think it's more of a. You have to be a geek to be into that kind of shit. Like at this point, the movies, like superhero movies, are not for kids anymore.
no, I
They're
think you're
for
right.
adults.
I think
to,
you're
to
right.
keep track of shit. You know what I mean?
And they all tie in together,
Yeah.
right? The majority of them all tie in together, rather it's Marvel or DC, right?
Like the last.
Are you a Marvel or a DC guy?
I'm not really like.
I'm probably more a
stuff. I'm liking some of the new DC stuff. But
I'm a DC guy. I mean,
I'm probably a Marvel.
Superman,
Yeah.
Batman. I mean, that's my jam right
But
there.
A lot of their first movies were really dark
Yeah.
and kind of, and now they're starting to move into kind of the same thing that Marvel's doing, where it's more,
Right.
not so dark. So it's like Aquaman. I thought was pretty cool. So
If it's
I'm
not,
more of a Marvel guy. I've seen everyone.
I think it's there's so much CGI in them, they make me sick.
oh,
I have such a hard time.
like the new video games. I just go,
yeah, I'm just like, I can't. My brain just doesn't process shit that fast. I'm dumb, apparently. Maybe that's why geeks are into it so much, because they're a lot smarter than
Yeah.
fuckers like me.
But I don't necessarily like when I see a movie, and obviously I live plenty of time of my life with a geek, so she was more about this is about, so every single time I went to saw a movie, it was like people will leave and I'll be like getting ready to leave, like
She's all, no,
she's
yeah,
like
stay,
she's like
stay.
something else
I
coming.
have to watch. And
like-
then when it doesn't, you're all,
I'm like,
we just wasted 10 minutes. What the fuck?
and she's like, yes, and I'm like, what just happened? Do you have this on Excel? Yeah, I don't. But yeah, it's like a soap opera nowadays. You just gotta follow it. You gotta follow everything. But like the last Adventures,
Yes.
where every single one came out, like Thor, Iron Man, and Black Panther, and Spider-Man. Like
That's Marvel, right?
yeah,
That's all Marvel.
all of them came together. like the last movie, I don't know if it was the last one at this point, but the last one was pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's pretty bad.
The Endgame.
Ant-Man, Thor. That was pretty cool. Did you watch that one?
No.
It was like a shit ton of
A lot of cameos, then, right?
exactly.
Right.
It was a shit ton of people. But
I watch them. King's Spider-Man tonight, so I end up watching a lot of Marvel stuff.
apparently they're gonna do a movie of Michael Jordan when he got signed by Nike.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was showing this thing to be.
Tell me Michael B. Jordan's playing Michael Jordan.
Here's the thing. So this page that we follow that is about sneakers had this thing on their stories, and he goes, "Who will play Michael Jordan?" And Michael B. Jordan was one. Anthony Mackie was one. You know Anthony Mackie.
He is Falcon.
He's an adventure.
He was
He's the new.
Doc from 8 Mile.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
He's the new Captain America.
New Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's the new captain.
He's all yeah. Like we're tiptoeing around this. Like,
But I mean,
like,
no, because it's been
okay.
out for like 3 years. I don't know you.
I had no idea. So we have a black Captain America now. It's
right,
really been out.
And that's if you followed the comic books, that's what ends up happening anyways. Is Captain America gives up the shield just like he did, and Falcon takes it over and becomes the new Captain America.
We're like the worst geeks, by the way.
Yeah.
We should not be getting.
I'm sure Will Wonder is just fucking screaming at us right
Will.
now.
Probably holding his belt like you guys suck. Anyway,
Polishing it.
Holding all them belts.
dude, I was talking about this when you went to Piston last week because he posted his thing
Yeah, I saw
about
it.
all the belts, and I'm like, so I texted him. I said, "Hey, motherfucker!" Oh no, I said it here because I knew he was gonna listen.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that was the case, how many belts did Justin and I have? Because listen to this. I don't know if you. I don't know if you've thought of this. We have belts of podcasts that are not even around anymore.
We do. A few of them, actually.
Yeah. So when I said this, we were on Dre's live, and Will was there, and he was like, "Oh, you fucking." Will was like talking shit. He was like, "You fucking hater. You know, acknowledge me, and I'm the champ." And I'm like, "Motherfucker."
Excuse
I'm like,
me?
we have belts of pods that are not even around. And then he said something like, "Oh, you mean like you literally, it was like the same situation where you date somebody and right when you guys break up, that person becomes gay." Like she goes, you know, she starts swinging the other way. And I'm like, and it's like, that's what happened to you? And I'm like, yes, you know what that's called? Closing with a big boom, motherfucker.
Yeah. You're talking to the undisputed champs,
That's
motherfucker.
right, dude. But we stay humble. We don't post
Yeah,
it.
but we don't post that kind of shit.
But we had a Fly 89 podcast. That was our very first
Yeah, that was our
podcast.
first guest, right?
Yeah.
The one that we were on.
And then the Goot Girl,
Yeah, that's right.
which was here.
That's right. We had what was that one with the two cats? We did the Zoom thing for
Are they not
the
right?
drunk dads. I don't know. I don't hear about it.
think
Maybe they stopped following us.
Oh yeah, hey, that's another thing. Hey, Will, we have an international belt.
Oh, we do have
Yeah,
international.
so all you got is local shit.
You flew out to Japan and
Yeah.
we had DB and Buddha.
Dude, we're not.
come on,
we're
dude.
not even in the same fucking same
Hey,
same
hey,
level.
Will, Wise Guys,
Oh, dude.
Wise Guys.
You guys are like the heavyweight champs.
Yeah, have you had?
like the cruiserweight champ
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
Dre and like us right below.
Yeah, right below.
Right
You said
below.
right below.
And
Hey,
then there's
Hey, let me ask you this. Have you been paying attention to, and it was something we don't talk about and something we have talked about that we don't watch, but have you seen all the views that our audio is getting? Like we had that explosion, right?
yeah.
But if you keep going down through, like where we were getting 100,
Yeah.
150, we're like tiering a lot of them 4 or 5. I mean, something's going on here.
I can't. The more I look into it, the more it says it's legit. But I just go, I don't understand how come. Did I ever show you that video, B? That I sent to him about like all of a sudden 1 week we had like over 1,000 downloads. and I sent it to him, and him and I were like both freaking out, like, what the fuck is
No,
going
it was
on?
like 4,400
And
within a month space, right?
and then all of a sudden, like it all goes away. And like, I think it comes in like waves.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it works. But the more I look into it, like the more I've gone into, you know, we house with SoundCloud and everything.
The analytics.
Yeah, and the more I look into it, the more it's just as legit. So I don't really.
But it's odd because like our social media
Yeah, it's
just kind of sits
it
stagnant.
could use some help.
Yeah, definitely use some help. But I mean, when they talk about the actual the world that consumes social media, it's not that much.
Yeah,
It's not that much when compared to how many people have the internet and who follows what. It's not that much. Well, like 10% is all they see it is, right?
And it has a lot to do with the algorithms that drive a lot of what you see as a consumer.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people that are like, dude, have you heard about so and so? And I'm like, no. They're like, dude, they've been posting all over their Facebook how they're going through this or that or the other thing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, 4,000 people on my Facebook, I haven't seen it.
Yo, you heard what Shab was saying about YouTube.
I haven't listened to the last one.
This was not the last one. This was like one or two before, talking about
Patreon?
No, this was on The Fighter and the Kid.
Oh,
Maybe it was. Maybe it was not. Maybe it was his.
King of the Sting?
No, maybe it was
Shop Show?
the Shab show. But he was talking about where people are comparing YouTube to actual audio, and he says it's not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Like he says, people look at it because the majority of individuals that compare something are YouTube views. And he says, but compared to audio views, podcast, or I mean, you got to think about some people don't have video, right? But compared to YouTube and audio views, he says it blows it out of the water. It's not even comparable.
Yeah.
He says you would be a billionaire if you took audio views and you turned them into
Visual.
the visuals. He says it's not even close.
Yeah.
So he says if that's what you're dwelling on, don't, because they're all like that. People drive down the road, listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
They don't watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, there's only a few that I know watch us, like religiously.
Right.
Other than that, as far as I know, they just listen to us. I mean, and even us, like I watch videos when I'm doing the clips and shit, but I'm not watching it from YouTube. Like I have the file in my computer and I just watch it from there. But I don't know, because there's other shows that you see like their videos and they have like 300 and 400 views on YouTube, but then when you go into their page they have like 150 subscribers. So then you go, oh, then, and we don't. I mean, we have what, like, I mean, we're not even close to 100, I think.
No, not even.
But and it's funny because this guy asked me too, the one that I was telling you at the beginning of the episode.
We're talking about the YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to. We
don't need to embarrass ourselves.
Come on. We're on a high note right now.
But although everybody's gonna listen to this, let's go check them out. We have 3.
Oh, damn.
No, but like this guy that I was talking to about him starting to listen to the podcast, he asked me, so how many subscribers do you have? And even I went, I don't quite know, because if you are talking about this SoundCloud, we have like a lot less than 100. But then our episodes go all the way to all over the place. Where some of them are well over 200, 300. You know?
Yeah. You guys are doing about half of the subscribers on your YouTube.
Yeah.
So about half of them.
Half of it listens to us.
Are people that are subscribed are watching your videos on YouTube.
Also, do you have? Are you subscribed to anything on YouTube?
Yeah, quite a few things. Yeah.
See,
Like I'm very picky with the things that I do. Like Thick Boy, Dre.
Yeah.
Like some of the off-camber side-by-side guys I follow, us, Zebros. But I maybe have 15. I don't follow a lot on
See,
YouTube because I'm so sick and tired of the phone blowing up.
See, I have less than that. I follow like 7, and then and out of famous things, probably just Stick Boy. Oh, and Senegato Studios.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just ponies.
I follow, but I just turn off the notifications for most stuff.
Well, don't say that because that's what we ask people to do at the end of every episode is go ahead and hit the notification button.
That's what's important if you have those people that are always posting nonsense.
Hey, Brian, right here. YouTube, you notification mother. No, I'm just telling you, it's right here. Show you the YouTube, and then that's what you get for saying something stupid like that. Hey, mark that. Mark that.
What did it say?
Oh, we can't even afford markers at work.
What is he doing? Oh.
Yo, guess who came to see me the other day?
Who?
The missionaries.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we're sitting there, we're watching TV, and I have that big window.
Yeah.
It goes out, and the wife's like, "Oh fuck!" Like what? She's all, "The missionaries are here." And the kids fuck it up every time because they stand up and they go right to the window and stare at people. Normally, I would just say, "Shh."
Yeah.
Ding ding.
Get the fuck down.
The dogs bark. And we just.
Yeah.
And then they finally mosey on out. But the fucking kids walk to the window. I'm like, shit.
God, now we gotta open the door.
Now if I don't answer the door, it'll make us look like shitty parents because we leave our kids here while we're out drinking while the wife's picking me up because I'm out drinking.
I don't give a fuck.
So I open the door and I can't be rude.
Can or cannot?
I can't. I cannot be rude. My wife's like, do not answer the door. They can go fucking preach that shit somewhere else. I'm like, come on, babe. Like, let's just, just come on. Like, first and foremost, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Right? They're out.
They're probably out of towners.
Yeah, and they were.
Yeah, okay.
So they're out there. They're walking up and fucking down that hill, right? They're knocking on doors.
Oh, yeah, bro. Dude, Justin's house is like in a fucking road like this.
So I see him walking up and down the road. So I walk outside. I'd been drinking, so I'm sure I had beer on my breath,
yes.
right? Covered in tattoos, right? I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? So I open the door, and then I kind of scurvy out, and I shut the door behind me, and they're like, oh, not much. We're just coming around, The guy says the weirdest thing. He's like, it shows that you guys have teachings at this house. And I says, I've been here for 8 years. I've never had a teaching in this house.
Justin's like, well, if we're talking about MMA, then yeah.
So, Mom, trust me, we've never been taught at this house. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, maybe it might have been the people before here. I'm like, well, I've been here for 8 years.
Yeah.
And like, you were not even able to walk at that point. So, so I asked him, and I shoot the shit. So where are you from?
Yeah.
One was from Virginia. The other one was from Washington.
Yeah.
And, they just kind of... I like to shoot the shit with them, and I can't just tell them, look, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. Like, as much as my inner demon tells me, tell these fuckers to go away.
You should be like, what do you think about the Jazz? What should they do?
Yo, so who should we trade? I wish everybody could see Brian.
What do you think about the Jazz?
So, they're like, I'm like, well, we just sat down. We literally just sat down to eat dinner. He's like, oh no, I don't want to bother you. He's like, mind if we come by sometime? I'm like, well, if the cars are here, you just go ahead and stop by. I'll warn you though. My wife thinks you're all sadist, and I'm just kidding. I says, I says my wife works nights, and so she's either sleeping or she's going to work around this time. So they're like, oh no, it's no big. Well, how about Friday? I'm like, dude, I record a podcast on Friday. And I'm like, ooh. And then they go, oh, you have a podcast? And the kid's like, that kid from Virginia's like, yo, me and my buddy, we sit down and we like report the podcast. He's doing that shit. We record podcasts and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fun to do. Huh? He's like,
Justin's like, how many belts you got, motherfucker?
he's
Will, you suck.
So he says, what's the name of your podcast? And I caught myself for a second, like, well, it's pretty rank if I'm being honest with you. It's very adult driven content.
You should
He's
say
like,
the thinking project. So we look smart. It just says that you're in a basement.
no, these guys are way up our alley. Maybe they'll cook us dinner, like funeral potatoes or something like that.
Before you continue, I saw that Dalton had Mariah on his podcast, right? And Justin was like, oh, I wonder what was that all about? And I said, well, Mariah probably talked to him about sex.
So he's all, well, what's the name of the podcast? And I said, well, it's very adult driven. It's pretty salty, right?
Yeah.
We just talk about our daily lives, what's going on in the state of Utah, what's going on in the big news and stuff like that. But it's very,
no holds barred.
it's very, very mature audience listening. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, okay. He's like, the name? And so I was like, it's called The Other Side of the Beehive. He's like, wow, that is really good. And I watched this kid pull his phone out. He pulled his phone out, and I just happened to look. There's a very famous painting of Jesus Christ, right? Where his arms are out and he's like floating, and it's like there's clouds and everything. That was his background on his phone.
Looking for the other side of the beehive.
I saw him type in The Other Side of the Beehive. And I thought, well, they're gonna send your ass home, bud.
When he closed the phone, Jesus was like this. He was all like this.
Yeah, no. Oh shit. So yeah, he's like, yeah, we'll have to pull this up and listen to it. I says, it's very bad.
I'm like, listen, when you listen to that, you will never come to this house again.
We'll be blacklisted. There's a map. It's all X's on this house.
They're like, it doesn't even show there's a house there.
Yo, but how he gets erased from Google Earth? It's just a fucking lot. Hey, but so aren't they supposed to? Don't they go to your house because someone sends them there? Like, isn't your house targeted by someone else? By the uppers?
No, when you're, I mean, it can be.
Like the bishop is like, look, this house right here. That's where that's where the black sheep.
Like
is.
these motherfuckers, we need some of that money. He'd be getting new cars. He's got a razor. He's like, we can need some of that tithing money. You need to bang on them doors and get some of that shit. Let's wet our beaks with the Simmons house. So, if you guys listen to this, so.
Dude, I can't be mean to people either.
I can't. I just can't. And the wife's like, why did you talk to them?
That was me with my ex.
But I just can't. And she's, well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to come back. I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
They're also, young kids.
But I think also that they don't go, like, as soon as if I'm not mistaken, when they know there's only the woman in the house, they won't go in.
Really?
Yeah. So that if let's just say your wife opens the door and she's like, oh, it's just me right now. They're like, oh, okay, and then we'll come back.
Yo,
later.
where's your husband at? He's out drinking. So
where's your husband at? The police is coming.
I need to get you a camera. I talk to so many people through the camera because
that's right.
I just like if you show up to my house unannounced, you either better have a big ass check or be selling cookies.
And I'm not.
But you know
I'm
what the difference is?
way.
You know what the difference is? Your car is inside of the garage.
Right.
His is all outside.
Yeah. But like, then I'll just talk to him. I'll be like, hello. And then we've had a whole bunch of people showing up randomly at my house that I don't know because of the solar panels we just got at my house. And people coming in to do stuff for rock. Hey, I'm here for some. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll come open the door.
Right.
But I'm an asshole. I'll turn the TV, have the TV on, and I wouldn't even go answer the door. I wouldn't ring the doorbell until they leave.
You know, the Jehovah's Witness and Catholic people do that shit back home. And me growing up in a Christian family, so we knew not to fuck with those people.
Right.
Not be like, it's kind of like they're like, I already know where I'm standing.
Yeah.
You're just wasting your time. It's not gonna happen, right? So I remember clearly I was in my home, and it was just my uncle and me. I don't know how, but it was just him, my uncle and me. And they came and then they knock on the door. So they knock on the door, but it was so my house is fenced up, so they basically just grabbed like something metal and just hit the fence, and there's someone there. So I'm like, hello, and there's the same situation as you guys. I can't be a dick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, what's up? And then they're already like, hey, is that okay if you just? And I'm already walking from my door to the fence.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, and in my head I know that I gotta cut him off. I just don't know how to say
Right.
no. As they're talking to two ladies, older ladies, as they're talking to me, my uncle, it's in the back, and he's like, Angel, tell him no. and dude, my look was like, and these ladies, like, without skipping a beat, they just kept talking, and then my fucking uncle, tell him to go away. You're good. You don't need that. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Put you on the spot.
Oh my God. And then I think they got the hint.
Got the hint?
They got the hint, so they give me like a brochure.
Brochure?
Ooh, look at my fucking language.
Oh,
they gave
that's a big word there, bud. Wow.
So they gave me a brochure, and I was like, sure, brochure, I'll take it. And
I can use this for rolling papers.
and they gave it to me, and I was like, okay, good. Like we got rid of them. They went to the next door. The next door, the house. So both of our houses were built up with the fans, but the neighbors had a roof, like it was a porch, right? And the wall that was dividing was split in the middle, so there was a hole. And as I come into the house, and I'm like, dude, why the fuck would you do that to me? Like, how embarrassing is it? But I'm talking to him, and I have the brochure in my fucking hands. And it's like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, they just gave him to me. But in my head, I'm like, look, they gave him to me. They're gone. Leave it alone. And it's like, but he's doing it to fuck with me too.
Right.
So he's like, you don't need this. Grabs the fucking brochure. He took it out of my hands, opened the fucking door, and then threw it in the gap of the wall. In the next,
Michael Jordan,
they did it in the next door fucking porch where the ladies were all talking. And she's like, you don't need this. And he fucking did this to the paper and threw it. And I'm just like, what an asshole, dude. You're such an asshole. I'm like, God damn.
One person in our life.
And those ladies are like, well, they're going to hell. But, and we're still here, ladies.
We all need that one person in our life that'll
Yeah,
be an
I'm not.
asshole on our behalf.
I
To me, it takes a special kind of person to be able to go up door to door
Yeah.
and bother people.
Yeah.
Now, the missionaries or the religious, I get it. I give you a little bit of slack. But I have the no soliciting sign on my fucking door. And it's funny that every time they ring the doorbell that I answer because the kids are in the fucking front window, right? Or what gets me, this is where I get fucked, is our neighbors, Mormon.
Yeah.
But they're the sweetest fucking people in the world. They always bring us cookies and treats, or if they have something, they get our mail. They're wonderful fucking neighbors. So they come over quite often to knock on the door. So that's why I answer the goddamn door, because I don't have a camera. I can't tell. But we're working on it. The wife's like, when they were done, she's like, we need a fucking camera. But the guys that are selling something, every fucking time I'll open the door. Yes. He's like, hey, I see that no soliciting sign here. I'm not here to sell you anything, but I just want you to take a look at this vacuum that we've got.
Fuck out of here.
I'm just like, motherfucker, what are you doing?
There you go. Get you one of these.
No soliciting. We are too broke to buy anything. We know who we are voting for. We have found Jesus. So unless you have Thin Mints or a package from Amazon, please go away.
That's pretty good.
Funny.
I want one of those. I need one of those.
Yeah, I got a nice like chrome one that's all
You should
etched.
get you a camera, bro. They're cheap.
I know.
Get you a camera.
I know. You know what my thing about the whole camera is? We've looked at like a security system. My problem is A, I don't want to wire it in. And B, I don't want to change batteries every other fucking week. So I'm kind of in that.
Dude, when he went to Vegas, it so happened one of the cameras or the actual when he went to Vegas for those 3 days.
Mind you, if anybody listening to this, I have a security system in my house, motherfucker. Don't try and break into the old Simmons pad in Bountiful.
Well, why you tell him where you're at?
I got 5 cameras in my house, so definitely don't break it in my house.
Dude,
Actually, 6.
you know, when it comes to Brian's house, I gotta make sure like I never get laid in the backyard. I don't get laid like on the side of the house. I don't get laid in the grass. Like
You can basically only do it in the closet of your own room.
Exactly.
It's the only safe space.
Yeah, because like
Can't do it in the garage.
Even
can't
then,
do it in the
there's
garage.
even then, there's heat sensors in the fucking thing, so you can see what you're doing.
you can see when I fart. but even like when I was buying all these stuff to cook, and I was cooking when he was at his house, I'm like, I know he's looking at me.
Yeah,
Like I'm grilling over here.
he's all
No, the camera's looking at you.
he's all sitting at his desk. He's all, this motherfucker better not lick that spoon before he puts that back into that food.
I watched you drop that piece of meat out there.
Yeah.
Really nasty fuck.
You have one in the kitchen?
No.
No, he
Outside.
wanted to put one.
I'm still gonna put one in the kitchen. Just need to run the wire
Why?
so I can see the front door. So I can see.
But you can see the front door
in
outside.
the kitchen, and you can see the front door and the hallway in the. Well, because so at one point I had somebody come into my house and take something out of my house.
That will change everything.
And I had,
Absolutely.
I had
Yeah, I get it.
People come
I get
into
it.
my house, and I don't know who took it. I'm
I
pretty
get
sure
it.
I know who it was, but if I would have had a camera that would have caught that action, I would have been able to find out who did that.
That changes everything. I lived in a house where I won't get into the specifics or whatever, but I had was living with a roommate. You know who he is, and somebody broke into our house. There's a psychological feeling you get when somebody breaks into your house and takes something from you that fucks you up bad.
You know what? That happened to me when they stole the Yukon.
Right. I can imagine so.
Because then they were like, "Oh, we found your car," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I go in there, and it's completely fucked. And it's like I mean, not to be shit about this, but they raped my fucking vehicle.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And they took everything out but then I sat in it to drive it home, and I'm like, I don't know who this belongs to.
Right.
It changes everything.
You want to talk about, there's only one other thing where you're more vulnerable at that point, where something like that happens, you're like, oh, I'm not safe. Yeah. You have this little care area, right? That is yours, that is nobody else gets into, but that one fucking thing happens. And you're like, oh, this is not right anymore. Something's not right.
Yeah.
The only other time that's worse than that is when you get caught taking a shit, right? Because when you're taking a shit, that is that moment where oh shit! Because we've all done
a lot of callbacks into this.
Looking around, right? What a good episode.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll talk to you about cameras off.
Yeah.
And get you a good camera that you don't have to wire in if you don't.
I do like the idea of having something like that in my next house.
I've looked at the setups, like a hard drive setup, like a terabyte, where you can go like a month of recording.
Yeah, my mom has one that I helped her get because she didn't have a wired doorbell. You do have to charge it every now and again, but it's not very often.
And I powdered the doorbell. It was just, but if I'm going to go all out, I'm going Fort Knox in the motherfucker. And again, we talked about moving, and now with interest rates tripling, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. No, we're stuck for a minute.
Dude, every now and then I look at how I've said it before, I get those Zillow emails every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wake up and like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking at houses. And some of them get to be like, obviously the house that I'm like, holy shit, like I would love to have this house. That's $600,000, $700,000. So the payment is like $3,400 $3,000, $4,000. You're like, first of all, there's no way. One, and then you see one that is like 560, right? And you're like, okay, it's like the cheapest one I've seen in a while. And then you go through they calculates your payment, and it's like $2,700. It's like,
No way.
still can't though.
You're rich.
Like, no, I'm not even close to rich. It might look like I'm rich right now because I don't have a house.
Brian's like, interest rates are skyrocketing, bud. You better hang out for a couple of years. My payment on my car. I still got 4 more years.
Brian is like, I'm actually loving my life right now.
I'm doing fairly well at this point. See these new shoes? That fucking look.
I was thinking, things are rough all over. We might need to talk about rent, money.
Yeah.
Going up a little bit.
In fact, we should probably talk about what we're doing here, right?
I should probably do it on the episode, so it's like legit.
Yeah, so remember episode 170? If you clicked that, the stenographer's all typing.
Fast forwards into fucking.
Let me write that on the board.
Timestamp.
Remember when I told you that rent was going up? Yeah.
Fuck.
No, man.
But I've been thinking about 2 things. Now that, I'm not rich by any means, but I don't have a house payment. I don't have a truck payment.
You're doing better than you've ever done in your life
Yes,
right now.
yes.
You're comfortable in your life.
Yes. Like today, a rainy day, I'm like, see you guys. Like, I don't even, I don't wait for them to be like, well, maybe we can do, I'm like, I'm gone. But, I do want to travel.
Yeah.
I do want to. I think this is the time that I should be
Taking advantage
I
of
should
that.
fucking do this because I can. Because I can't afford it, and I've always wanted to do
At the snap
it.
of a finger, if you could travel somewhere, where would you go? And you can't say your hometown.
Hawaii.
Hawaii? Or where'd you go, B?
I don't know.
New Zealand.
That shit is so stressful for me. Like, because we've already talked about this.
Right.
Like, I would really like to go to Egypt, but that would be the worst experience of my entire fucking life.
You would fit in there.
To
like me, I'd be fucked.
To fucking fly to fucking.
That's
Egypt.
a long flight too.
Yeah. That's a 2 to 3 business days flight.
An hour-long flight to Vegas is fucking agonizing.
That's a flight 89, dude.
Huh?
That's a flight
Shout
89.
out.
It's terrible. And so, even thinking about that, I'm excited to go to California next year.
Like I see those, like the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Those movies
New
were
Zealand.
filmed in like New Zealand, and I see that shit. I'm like, I want to see that, or I'd
Yeah.
like to go to like Ireland,
Yeah.
somewhere like that. Like I could fit in Ireland, right?
Claim your land, dude.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would like to go. I would love to go to Hawaii. I would love to go to Bora Bora.
Oh, Hawaii's not outside the realm of possibilities. That's
Yeah.
fairly cheap to do, right?
I would love to go to Bora Bora.
That'd be fun.
I would like to go on a cruise.
But
I think
also-
that
but-
would be fun.
but
Like
you know-
an adult
But I have a hard time with the cruise thing.
Really?
What are you gonna do there? Drink. That's it.
party.
Yeah, but
That's
Brian
it,
doesn't
right?
drink though.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
There, by
because
the way.
we've had this conversation as we were talking about going on our trip next year.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's like, why do we go on a cruise? I'm like, to do what?
Yeah.
To sit in a boat and drink?
Well, I think the part of it that's fun is that you pull up to different ports and you get off and you
For
go
2 or 3 hours?
Sightsee.
Yeah. See, that sucks.
And then you get to me, that sounds awesome because I don't have to fucking fly there. So I can go to Jamaica and I don't have to fly. I can get on a boat. It'll take me there. I can hang out, maybe stay a couple days.
But you're on somebody else's time restraints at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody else is leading
Someone else's time.
your travel at that point. You're like, oh, we better get going. This is fun, but we better get going. The boat's gonna leave in an hour, right? And then you get on the boat and you're like, okay, so what do we do? And you sit in the bar and drink, or you gamble and you see a show. You're like, I can go to Wendover and do that shit, right?
And most of the places that I want to go, I think, is because I was born
Have you ever been on a train?
where the beach is.
I've never been on a train. I didn't even know that was even still a thing, like Amtrak. You can hop on a train and go
Amtrak
places.
is a good band.
Amtrak?
Anthrax.
Anthrax? I thought you were talking about the band Train. Well, those guys sucked.
So you've been on a train that's taking you someplace?
When we were in Washington, we went to Ellensburg and rode one of them fast Amtrak trains, and it was okay, but it wasn't like.
Was it like Trading Places?
No, not necessarily. I know what you mean, but it was kind of just like riding in a car. Like
most of the places that I want to go is beaches related.
the beaches.
Like Bora Bora, fucking Hawaii, and all that stuff that I would like to go. It's all beach stuff kind of thing. It's like, see, I was talking to my mom about this last week, and she was like, you know what? Because she kind of had like an eye opening. Because she goes, you know what? Next January, I'm turning 60 years old, and she goes, I should fucking be traveling right now. But she wants to do like Chicago and New York and stuff like that. So I was like,
New York.
You know what's funny? My stepdad. Shout out to my stepdaddy. He's from Peru, and every now and then he's like, you know what? We should all go to Peru. And I go,
I'm good.
He's like, well, you don't want to go? I'm like,
Where's Peru? Where's Peru at?
Clear south.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's South America.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. And you know what's another thing I'm thinking of doing? And I was gonna ask you about this. Like after I want to go to therapy.
Okay.
I think I need to.
Think it's time.
I think it's time to let some shit out.
Yeah. You listen. Here's Peru.
Better help.
I was gonna say, maybe we can get one of them fucking Better Health guys to sponsor the podcast, huh?
Oh no, Chile is the one that's all the way down. So Peru is right there in the middle.
Right there.
I got a good friend that lives in Sao Paulo. He could take us around out there.
Paraguay, Venezuela. Shout out to Nestor.
Yeah.
Can you go up on that pic, or that's just the pic? But see, that's Machu Picchu, so that's like basically like. So that'll be the Incas ruins, kind of like the Mayan ruins,
Right.
But they have it like, I think it's obviously it's on top of a mountain.
They say that like Chile is
See,
like
I'm right there in the corner, dude.
is one of the safest places that you can travel to.
Where?
Chile.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. I was in fact I was watching
That triangle on the top.
I was watching that Netflix series, The Worst Roommates.
Oh,
I watched that, and there's a episode on there where a gal, and she was talking about like if you look into it, like Chile is one of the safest places that you can travel internationally.
Mm-hmm. That's my hometown, and that's the logo of the podcast.
No, I think you're right. I think
See that?
now that we're at an age where wouldn't say none of us are rich, but we're comfortable and we're burning time.
The
right?
problem is, and I was talking to B about this. The problem is I'm not the type of guy. Obviously, I should. You guys know this. I should have a responsible adult with me at all times. I'm not the kind of guy that is gonna go, oh, I'm gonna go to Brazil, and then you're like, oh yeah, do you have anybody there? No, I'm just gonna see what happens. Like I can't do
There's
that.
people like that. You hear horrible stories
Yeah.
about like people. Like, God, they just travel by themselves. They don't come back.
Yeah. So
Right?
I don't want to do that.
Well, he also, I don't know that you could go without some plan, right?
That's what people do, though. That's what's weird.
Like you have to know where you're, where I'm.
Dude, I have a hard time planning on my week. Can you imagine a whole fucking trip by myself?
Yeah.
Even going back home, I'm like, I'm like, Mom, are we going or what? And she goes, okay. But I want to do those two things. So I'm announcing my retirement of the podcast world.
I know a therapist.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tell me everything he tells me.
Slipping him some money. What's this motherfucker say about me? Huh? I know he's talking about my small dick.
Speaking of doctors, I made an appointment to go get a consultation for the vasectomy.
My boy,
you
dude.
do it, huh?
Team Buzz Nuts.
I'm getting a consultation. I want to see what my insurance has to say
A
about it.
consultation?
That's what they're saying.
It's like...
You want a consultation? I can show you the video.
Yeah, I was gonna say you either do it or you don't.
But they said I had to go do a consultation first, and then I just want to know what my insurance
Is that the same place we talked about?
Yeah.
I think so. When I did it, they just sent me a video.
They said you got to do a consultation, and it's set for May 5th. And like I said, I want to know what my insurance.
Where are you
is gonna
standing
pay
on
for
that?
it.
Not yet.
I'm still gonna do it. We're just getting around to it at this point. It's still in the, and the wife's got the. She's like, just do it. We're done with kids.
Hell yeah.
We're done. But just a matter of just getting down to it and doing it. But
Because this clinic that we talk about is close to his house, right?
you know what? I looked it up. It was like with my insurance, it was like $10.
Yeah.
That's what it was with me.
The one I was looking at is in West Valley on 41st.
Oh, fucking.
He's all got the hat. He's all throwing your nuts in his hat. Catches it. He makes a volcano out of your nutsack.
Right?
It's a volcano. He starts spinning the scalpel and you say,
He's all, Brian, open your mouth. He'll flip it in your mouth.
I think it's the same doctor though.
Yeah, that's right. We looked at it. We looked it up.
Did yours, but he's out in West Valley.
I seen that. I've been looking at it. What are you gonna say in therapy? I'm curious about that.
I don't know. There's a lot of. I've been dealing with some stuff.
Been putting some stuff in. He's all, tell me how you feel.
It's just some stuff that every now and then pops out, like even on your telephone as your memories or whatever. And I can see me going, like if I don't get busy doing something, I can see me just spiraling down. And it's not like I'm gonna like hurt myself or anything. I'm just saying, like I could just see me just like depressing myself about this.
Now have you ever heard
Do it here on the show
anybody?
if you want. I'll just talk to you. I'll lay it out over there.
lay it out
I'll talk to you about it.
I'll read a book. I'll read a book about it,
dude.
I'll read a book. Oh, dude.
I'm like, Dad, don't you know I record on fucking Fridays?
You just put him on the podcast.
The therapist is all.
Tell him. Put
He's
him on
all.
the podcast.
The therapist is all. You seem very oily to me.
Fuck off. Dude, speaking of my father, I forgot to tell you this thing. The last time I talked to him, I was in the car and he started talking, hey, how are you doing? Because, he knew that obviously that I've been divorced for a minute and he wanted to talk to me a little bit about it. And he goes, so how you doing? I'm like, good. And then he started, Jesus
Christ, you eating
dude.
Doritos over there, motherfucker? Holy hell. What was that?
Hey, that's all that stress that you put me through.
So, first of all, my dad, bless his heart, he's never dealt with this kind of shit. What I want to say for you and I is a daily thing. For him, it's a brand new world. And I'm talking to him and he goes, oh yeah, this and that. He says, I've been meaning to ask you about this. I'm like, okay. He goes, I met this girl on Facebook. Ooh. I was like, first red flag right there. I'm like, okay. He says, she's from, bless his heart, she's from Iran. I go, okay. He says, apparently she's American. She's lived in Mexico for a while, went to Iran, and hasn't been able to come back. And I already know where this is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go,
Ray Charles can see what's going on right here.
exactly.
Right?
And I go, okay. he goes, but it's so funny because we talk for a while, and she's so cute. And I'm like, Dad, I want to stop you right there. First of all, how do you even
communicate with this?
No, exactly. One, but two is like, how did she even get to you?
Right.
And she goes, I don't know. She just sent me a friend request. Of course. I'm like, Dad.
Second red flag.
I'm like, Dad, do not open any of those things. Do not give any of your information. I'm like, that's fraud. They're going to get you. They're going to get all your fucking money, and your money's going to go God knows where.
Right.
I'm like, if you don't know this person, because I've seen it before, when he jumped into Facebook, all of a sudden I will get, because you know every now and then you get a notification that so and so are friends. I don't think it happens anymore, but it used to be like, oh, so and so became friends, and it was like my dad and like some random chick with like 5 pictures on her Facebook,
and 1 follower,
and she's dropped it gorgeous, has
Right.
like 30 fucking followers, and all of a sudden my dad's friends with her. I'm like, and obviously you see it from here, you go, what the fuck are you doing,
Right.
father?
Right.
But I go,
Doom, doom, doo, 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 doo.
father of mine. but I go, Dad, do not answer. I'm like, they're not your friends. They don't care about you. They're just they're gonna get you, and they're gonna get your fucking money. I'm like, erase that person. There is no fucking way to just someone randomly
Across
from
the world. Yeah.
is gonna come and says, oh, Angel Senior, how's it going? I used to live where you live. I'm like, that doesn't happen.
Right.
I'm like, you're right. And I felt like I crushed him, because like I can see him building this little idea
relationship in the back of his mind. Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, no. I'm like, go out and meet people like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then he asked me, are you in any dating sites? I'm like, I don't fucking do that shit, Dad. I'm like, I don't know. A dude is calling me again. Fuck, Dad.
Maybe it's an emergency. What are we at on time, B?
We could wrap it anytime.
You know what? If somebody calls one after another,
Right.
and it's somebody you don't talk to on a regular basis, I mean, even if you do and it's one after another, you always go answer the phone, right? Yeah. I fear those phone calls. Me and my dad, we talk, text every once in a while, right? Me and my dad don't talk a lot, but when he...
No emergency. Okay.
But when my dad calls, I'm like, oh, shit. Something's up, right?
Like, I had to step out for a minute during this episode, too.
You did it
Well,
too,
the reason
didn't you?
why it scared me is because he called, left a voicemail, and then called back, and I was like, oh fuck.
But it was the neighbor lady, and she don't normally just call me out of the blue, and I was like,
What did she say?
she just wanted to make sure I was still alive. She hadn't seen either one of us, and I'm like, she's like, you got 2 roommates now? And I'm like, no, just the one roommate has 2 fucking trucks. That's all.
Oh, you're good. Brian doesn't have like. If you don't know Brian's schedule, you don't know he's at home.
Right.
First of all, the house doesn't get any sunlight inside. All the curtains are closed. All the fucking everything. I go in there and I'm like, Alexa, turn the kitchen light on. And Alexa's like, it's noon, motherfucker. What do you mean? I'm like, I know.
If you open a window, that'd be some sunlight.
Fuck, no wonder you're saying, Alexa, give me numbers to therapists, please. Living in the fucking cavern.
Do you open your window downstairs, like, for sunlight? Or?
Yeah, when he smokes weed.
Well, usually I'm not there during the day,
Yeah.
so it stays closed. But like if I'm like in the house, yeah. But
I have that projector in the front room, so the front
Yeah.
room stays pretty. Plus, I don't like people looking into my house. I have a real big front window. I
Yeah.
don't like people looking into my house.
but if you have blinds,
Yeah.
and if you put them so you're looking down, they don't see your house because all they see is, I mean, they don't see anything. But like when he went to Vegas, oh, that fucking, I went whoosh. I went doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. You know those Sunshine cartoon songs.
The walls are all
I felt like fucking Snow White, dude.
the furniture starts to fucking fold into itself. It hasn't seen sunlight.
Like I opened the fucking windows, animals came up, talked to me, a little
Why are we friends?
Anyway.
Anyway, are we good to get out of here?
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't have a family emergency.
Yeah, so am I. He's like, hey,
Like, hey, what are you doing?
he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. What's going on with you? And he goes, well, just trying to say hi. I'm like, let me call you back. He's like, fucker. Why don't you go check on your girlfriend? I'll call you back.
Why don't you go check flights from Iran to fucking Yucatan, my friend?
Anyway, Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at Chakra Lounge Friday, Saturday nights. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. DJ Bad Boy Brian. That's it. That's all.
You can find me Angel Cervera on Facebook, Angel Cervera on Instagram. That's my last name, Cervera.
You can find me on the Instagram, Jan_Sim68. Give us a follow. Share something for us, please. We can use all the help we can get.
That it?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and we will see you on the other side of the Beehive.
Peace.